If you want to be inspired, motivated, and learn about fixing your focus, stay tuned. Hello, everyone. Today, we are talking about fixing your focus. What I mean by that is, you ever wonder as you go through life and the things you focus on become what happens and transpires in the life that you live? I'm going to give you an example. But before we do that, I'm going to give you the 5 ways we're going to talk about that you need to remove and change what you focus on. These 5 areas are being superficial, materialistic, envious, judgmental, and gossip, as in the blogs and celebrity gossip. Now, when I say this, I'm not here to judge you because these are things that you may currently and presently be doing in your life or did at one point. I did the same thing. But what I noticed is that when I shifted the focus of my life to my goals, my destiny, my prosperity, my peace, my outcomes, my health, my wellness, my greatness, wealth, joy, and happiness, my entire life transformed. And as you know, as my channel says, Amber Inspires, I'm here to inspire and motivate you to have the best life possible and the greatest outcome that no one would have ever known but you because of how you changed your life from where you used to be. You may be sitting there, man, I don't know what's next for me in my life. Why is things not turning out the way they're supposed to be? How can I look over yonder and have a better destiny? I'm going to tell you, one of the keys to doing that is to fix your focus. This is, as I said before, what you are focusing on day in and day out of your life. The first one, superficial. Before that, I want to say this. What you focus on determines the direction and outcome of your life. What you focus on becomes you. What you focus on is how your life transpires. What you focus on is what you attract in your life. What you focus on is who you are. Okay, number 1, superficial. I recently watched a TikTok video where there is a pastor and he was talking about the 4 areas of life that people use to build and sustain or not sustain their relationships. I'm going to give it to you forward and then I'll give it to you in reverse. The forward direction is basically not the way to go. The superficial direction, meaning, oh, she got to have a big booty. He got to have muscles. He got to be 10. He got to be 6'10". He got to have a beard. I'm not saying you cannot be attracted to certain things in your life for you to be able to build upon that and for you to stay with them, because we know if you're not attracted to that person, the likelihood of you staying with them may be slim. However, that should not be what they look like, should not be the cornerstone or the decision that you make to why you are with them. Why you with Daryl? Daryl look good. Daryl got a body. Why you with Nene? I'm with Nene because baby girl, bang, bang, boom, boom, right? But they start asking you, what does she do? You ain't even know what she do, but how are you going to sustain? Looks fade, people. We are all going to get old. We fade in the looks department. However, there are certain things that sustain that relationship. I'll get there. So let's just say you're focused on superficial. Back to that TikTok video. He said what the current generation does, they build on the way someone looks physically, how they are in the sheets, their intellectual level, and then their spiritual. And those type of relationships are not sustainable, because when you build on, oh, he look good, oh man, woo, he lasts hours in the bed, or you know what, she kind of smart, and then the last part comes God, and then after that, whatever else comes forward. That type of foundation, you building on first the looks and then putting the biggest thing, which is spiritual, on top of that, you can't sustain that. Once the hurricane hits, or when you lose your job, or where someone has a health problem, that is the hurricane that happens in your life. Superficial looks will not sustain the quality of your relationships, nor will being superficial sustain your own life. Oh, I gotta go out here and have the latest clothes in my life. Oh, I have to be the most beautiful. You do not. Not saying that looks don't matter, but I'm saying that that's not what you should focus on in your relationships, and definitely not for yourself. But we should definitely be healthy. Now, in the reverse part of that, when you fix your focus and you shift things, what becomes of it is the spiritual comes first, the intellectual comes second, how they are in the sheets becomes third, and what they look like becomes fourth. I'm not telling you to go out here and get you a clown or somebody that you are not attracted to. I am not saying that. But when you build in this order, the relationship becomes sustainable. Your focus shifts, and everything is that much greater. Everything is that much better. Go ahead and ask some of the people that have the best relationships, who have been married 20, 30 years, is it built on? Were you first physically attracted to them? Is that how your relationship is built? Is that what sustains your relationship? And see what they say to you. Ask at least 3 or 4 different people who have those in the relationships that you admire or want yours to be similar to. Number 2, materialistic. When you are materialistic, I'm not talking about just simply Range Rovers and BMWs and Mercedes. I'm talking about you got to live in the nicest district. You have to have everything that costs top dollar, top notch. You won't dare see yourself at the Dollar Tree. But yet, everything that you built on, the people around you, they have no substance to themselves. Everything is about being material, having clout. Oh, I got to be seen at this party. I got to be with that person. None of these things are going to be sustainable in the long run. You wonder why you sit around not having no friends. Because what was your relationship built on? What were you focused on in the beginning? What will take you for the entirety of your life? It definitely is not what is material. Because trust me, I learned that great lesson in my own life. When they came up and pulled up and got my Beamer, I was thinking, that was not the best decision to make. But at the same time, that helped me give one of the greatest lessons of my life. I would rather shop at, this is just me personally, you don't have to agree with me on everything, but you watching these videos for you to shift your focus in some ways that you feel that it's not for you to be frugal, but for you to make smarter economic decisions for the entirety of your life when you look over to yonder to be the best one possible for remember, as you always talk about sometimes, generational wealth, or for the next, or for your loved ones to have, and you for yourself to have towards the latter part of your life. Number 3, envious. Now, I know you've heard this in many other people's videos and from pastors, motivational speakers. You envying somebody else's life will not change your own and current situation. Your focus is on you over here looking at that person's TikTok. You over here looking at that person's Instagram. You looking at that person's Facebook. Meanwhile, you haven't studied for your exam. You haven't prepared for your presentation tomorrow. You haven't even washed your own dishes in your house or clean your place in weeks because you fixed your focus on somebody else in their life. Well, why I don't have that? Why can't I be the rash to riches story? Yet when you shift your focus, your riches and blessings come to you. Trust me when I say this. There were people in my life who I would sit up there staring at their Instagram, staring at their Facebook, staring at their TikTok, not being concerned with trying to fix what's over in my yard. MYB, mind your own, MYOB, mind your own business. When I started minding minds, my life got that much better. My life elevated. You see some videos where they talk about when you have to elevate, how you elevate yourself. One of the primary ways to be successful, have prosperity, and to move forward in your life is to not be envious and focus on you and your own business. Because definitely, each day of our lives comes with its own drama. But I tell you one thing, when you stop fixing your focus on other people's business and what Shanae and the rest of them doing, when you start MYOBing, blessings flow. Trust and believe that. Blessings flow. Number 4. I'm going to talk about this more on Sunday in my Soul Sunday. I hope you join me on Instagram. It do be kind of early in the morning. But when you are judgmental towards somebody else, I recently read a statistic that I will share on Sunday, but it was mind-blowing for me because it talked about someone having a mental health concern that led to them making certain decisions about their life. And I came to realize, how dare I judge the next man when I have no idea what it takes for them to put one leg into their pants every day, and what it takes for them to get out of bed each morning. Why are you judging the next person? What does that do for you? You're fixing your focus on that you're better than them, or you're fixing your focus on that, oh, I would never do that. But you will have no idea when somebody backs against the wall, the decisions that they have to make for their lives or the circumstances that they grew up in. Because believe it or not, how people grow up does determine their lives. It's statistically proven. So if you want to be out here, why that? Or why she do that? Why he doing that? All of this and turning your neck up at people, or turning your nose up at somebody, or rolling your eyes at the next man. What if that was you? You say, oh, it smells like piss on this street. Okay, maybe somebody don't have they don't have a house and home. They don't have a pot to piss in, and the street is the best they can do. Step around it. Because guess what? That could be you one day. And this was me being judgmental about people. And when I lost a house, a home, and when I had nothing, I was humbled. When I had nothing, I chose to stop turning my nose up at people. When I had nothing, I shifted my focus. My life is more abundant when I see everything that I have around me, not because of the things I have, but because I realized that having nothing brought me everything that I needed in my life. And I'm here to talk to you today because I want you to fully realize that fixing your focus is not just a one-day deal. You have to do it each and every day of your life, because if you look at social media, if you're looking at what man says, you are going to be judgmental, but there is no reason to do that. When you shift your focus, you shift the trajectory and outcome of your life. I cannot stress that to you anymore, because let me tell you something, which is like in my last video when I talked about those choices that you make. The choices that you make determine equal the destination of your life. That I said in the last video, right? So if you're choosing to fix your focus on superficial, materialistic, envious, judgmental, that will be the outcome of your life. Because guess what? You're going to need a saving grace one day. Not just the grace of God, but the grace of your fellow man for you to get to the next step in your life. You will be needy. You will need grace at some point. And that requires you to be non-judgmental. And the fifth and final way to fix your focus: stop gossiping. Stop watching, listening to, reading, immersing yourself in that crap of gossip. Let me tell you something. When gossip first came out in like the early 2010s, your girl was on there hard. Like, oh, I got to see what happened with J-Lo and Ben Affleck. I got to see what's up with Diddy and the next person. How does that play a factor in what in the world? Took me like a couple years. I don't know. One day I just stopped listening to any of that stuff. And I'm like, let me get away. The only way I look at celebrity anything is that they're talking about kingdom building, if they're talking about having a good life, if they're talking about how to get to the next level. But I do not, and what they overcame. I will not listen to who between their sheets, how they failed. I don't listen what drugs they on. Not saying they all are, but if that happens, I'm not listening to any of that. But I do RIP if they pass away. However, because I start realizing, I could be sitting up here creating a budget. I can sit up here, create my vision board for the year. I can create my 5-year plan. I'm just giving you alternatives to looking at that stuff on the internet, to reading that, putting that stuff in your mind. When you have your focus fixated on gossip, or even the stuff that happens in our everyday life. What happens at your job? Oh, look, girl, let me tell you about what Ron did to his boss. Like, how does that even matter? That toxifies your environment. When you immerse yourself in that stuff, it becomes the outcome of your life. When you sitting there looking at, oh, dag, she got fired, okay? You may want to know, okay, I don't want to do the same thing she did. But then you see yourself laid off. Why did that happen? You weren't doing your job. I am not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm just helping you figure out how to make it that much better, to have it to where you have the best life possible. We have the best lives possible after we fix our focus. The day I fix my focus, I will repeat to you again, my entire life changed. I am no longer superficial, materialistic, envious, judgmental, or gossip. These are low-level things. Elevate for greatness and greater and excellence in your life. Before you go, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click the notification button down below so you can get all my latest YouTube videos. And remember, the only way is up.